Can you imagine DeSantis? DeSantis' energy isn't even close to this. But could you imagine DeSantis giving the phone call to Greg Abbott, which should have been happening, but we're not even there. Greg Abbott, let's talk, like, what are we doing? Where is your state legislator body at? Where is your populace at? Remember, they didn't take Texas v. Pennsylvania. That was a red flag to look into 2020 and the ticketing. It was the most perfect process ever, of course. And they didn't look into it when we had questions. We had beef. That was beef between states. State versus state had beef. Right now, I've got beef with how this whole thing is going down. We haven't seen the details of the indictment, but it doesn't look right. He's running for president. This is unprecedented. Never had it happen in history. All we know for sure is a misdemeanor. That's what we know for sure. Greg Abbott, what's your thoughts on that? How are you feeling? What's going on in Texas? Greg, I can't hear you. Greg, what's that? I can imagine Ron DeSantis say, Greg, I can't hear you. What's that music playing in the background? This is like 1776 type stuff. This is like 1860. This is, Greg, Greg, turn down the music. What is that? Greg, is that Whitney Houston? What's going on? Greg, I can't hear you. Greg. Could you imagine calling up the governor of Tennessee and saying, man, this is crazy. We're hearing that the indictment's going to go down. Somebody tell me who the governor of Tennessee is. This indictment's going to go down and we got to get together, man. We got to figure out what's going on. I don't know if we need to just declare ourselves through the legislative process of our states like a safe haven for Grandpappy Don. I don't care what you think about him. Obviously, this is a problem. What's going on? Governor of Tennessee, what's going on? What's happening? What's all that yelling and screaming in the background? What's all that yelling and screaming in the background, Governor of Tennessee? I can't hear you. Are you guys having problems with a couple of Bebe's kids right now? What's going on? Do we need to send babysitters to your state? Sounds like yelling. If I didn't know better, it would sound like 100 indoctrinated 14-year-olds have taken over your state. I don't know. Where are the adults? Are your officers having problems with a bunch of 14-year-olds that ran up in your building? Maybe it's not a good time. Should I call back? Do I need to send a bunch of fathers from the 90s with belts on to handle this? Maybe I'll call back later. Maybe now's not a good time. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Call me back. You ever call somebody and they, in the middle of stuff, you hear the kids in the background, you're like, it's okay, call me back. I know you got a lot going on. You got a lot going on right now. Just call me back. I'll call up Greg Abbott. and then you call up Greg Abbott and they're singing Whitney Houston in the background. You can't take away my dignity. I'm like, damn, they can't sing. Is that in your state capital? We got business to attend to. What's going on? You call up every red state in the union. Every red state's got Whitney Houston in the background. You call up a different red state. They got, what's that, Lady Gaga in the background? What are y'all doing? In the middle of the day? We got fundamental things to kind of, before we even talk about Trump, I think we got to handle the Lady Gaga in the middle of the afternoon. We've got a bunch of purple and blue-haired transformer activists who want to take away your 2A, your 1A, every Bill of Rights in the name of God knows what identity next. I guess you might want to handle that first. I don't know. Yeah, we might want to take care of that first.
Look, they don't get it. Now watch a nigga set it. You know I'm coming to shred it. With rubies all on my rings like Thanos present. I'm tired of talking to niggas that get no credit. You get no debit. Watch the way we improve. Keep the way that we move. We need a whole segment to talk about some you niggas. You need a new helmet. Crash dummy you niggas. You need a new exit. And whip a private plane getting head from the flight.